There are moments in life that invite us to pause, reflect, and truly listen, not just with our ears, but with our hearts. Easter is one of those moments. It's not just a day marked by tradition or ceremony. It's a deeply spiritual time, a symbol of renewal, hope, and divine mercy that transcends borders, cultures, and even religions. It speaks to something universal, the longing within every soul for healing, for light, for a second chance. Easter is not just about what happened in the past, it's about what can happen within us now. It's a call to rise from the ashes of our pain, our doubts, our regrets, and step into a life filled with purpose and peace. It's a whisper from the divine that says, you are not forgotten, you are not too far gone. This is your time to come alive again. This moment carries with it a quiet strength, not loud, but powerful. It reminds us that after every long night comes a morning, after every storm comes calm, and after every fall there is a chance to rise again. That is the true power of Easter. It awakens the soul. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, or simply someone searching for meaning in a chaotic world, this message is for you. Because the power of rebirth, of mercy, of divine love, it belongs to all of us. And sometimes, all it takes is one reminder, one message, one spiritual awakening to change the entire course of your life. When we talk about Easter, we are not just talking about an event marked by tradition, we're talking about a spiritual shift. A reminder that no matter how deep the darkness may feel, light always finds a way in. Easter represents a powerful truth that resonates deep within the human heart, the possibility of starting over. It is the declaration that even after loss, suffering, or personal failure, there is still a path forward, still a way to begin again. In a world filled with uncertainty, anxiety, and pain, people everywhere are searching for hope. They are yearning for something greater than themselves, something that speaks to their soul and brings peace to their restless hearts. Easter does just that. It whispers the message that renewal is not only possible, it's promised. Just as the earth renews itself in spring, the soul too can be renewed through reflection, faith, and surrender to the Creator. The beauty of Easter is that it invites us to shed the burdens we've carried, to forgive ourselves, and to allow transformation to unfold. It's not just a story from long ago. It's a living, breathing reminder that every dawn brings another chance to become who we were truly meant to be. That message isn't limited to any one religion. In Islam, we are also taught that Allah is Al-Ghafur, the most forgiving, and Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. And He opens doors for those who seek Him sincerely. Easter at its heart is an echo of divine hope, a quiet yet bold invitation to return, to reflect, and to rise. And in that rising, we discover that even our brokenness can become the birthplace of something beautiful, something eternally new. Easter carries a message so profound, so deeply spiritual, that it reaches beyond the boundaries of religion. While it is celebrated within the Christian tradition, the heart of Easter speaks to every soul longing for truth, peace, and purpose. It is a moment that calls us to recognize the power of divine love, sacrifice, and mercy, values that lie at the core of many faiths, including Islam. The essence of Easter is not confined to one belief system. It's about rising above pain, learning from trials, and embracing the journey of transformation. It tells us that no matter where you come from or what your past looks like, your life is still filled with meaning. This truth is echoed in the teachings of Islam, where we are reminded that Allah is closer to us than our jugular vein, and that His mercy encompasses all things. In a world where people are too often divided by differences, Easter offers a rare moment of unity, a chance to connect through shared spiritual values. It's about compassion, forgiveness, and starting anew. These are not just religious ideas, they are human needs. Whether someone is sitting quietly in a church pew, praying in a mosque, or standing silently under the open sky, the cry of the heart is the same. Guide me, forgive me. That's why Easter is more powerful than most realize. It awakens something eternal within us. It stirs a longing for the Creator, a hunger for light, and a hope that redemption is real. In embracing this message, we're not just celebrating a day. We're honoring the possibility of inner peace, the beauty of surrender, and the power of divine connection. something that belongs to every human heart no matter where it beats. There is something incredibly powerful about the idea of sacrifice, not as a loss, but as a conscious, willing gift. At the heart of Easter lies a story of ultimate sacrifice, of choosing love over fear, purpose over comfort, and spirit over self. It is this kind of sacrifice that transcends time and touches the core of human existence. Because in that moment of sacrifice, something extraordinary happens. Hearts are opened and lives are changed. In our own lives, we are constantly asked to make sacrifices, whether it's for our families, our faith, our goals, or our morals. There are moments when we are called to give up something for the sake of something greater. That's when we tap into the spirit that Easter teaches. We learn that sacrifice is not a weakness, but a strength. It's not a burden, but a bridge to something eternal. And when it's done with love and sincerity, it becomes a form of worship. In Islam, we're taught that sacrifice for the sake of Allah brings us closer to Him. When we give from our hearts, be it time, energy, ego, or material wealth, we purify ourselves and align our souls with divine will. The story of Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice for Allah is just one powerful reminder of this truth. Similarly, Easter mirrors this concept, surrendering to a higher purpose, trusting the unseen, and allowing love to lead. True sacrifice is always spiritual. It's not about pain, it's about growth. It's about saying, I choose something bigger than myself. And when we walk that path with faith, whether it's through the story of Easter or our own daily lives, we begin to realize that sacrifice isn't the end. It's the beginning of something more powerful, more peaceful, and more aligned with who we are meant to be. There is a quiet strength that rises from the act of reflection. The still moments where we pause, look within, and ask ourselves the deeper questions of life. Easter is one of those moments. It pulls us inward before it lifts us upward. It invites us to reflect not just on history, but on our own hearts. What are we chasing? Who are we becoming? What truly matters when everything else fades? In today's fast-paced world, we rarely slow down long enough to consider our spiritual state. We're constantly caught between tasks, responsibilities, and noise. But Easter breaks through that chaos. It offers a sacred pause, a divine whisper that reminds us we are more than our routines. We are souls in search of meaning. We are beings made for connection, not just with each other, but with our Creator. This call to reflection is deeply rooted in Islam as well. The Quran continuously urges us to think, to ponder, to remember. We are reminded that reflection is a form of worship, a means to understand our purpose and align ourselves with truth. When we reflect, we gain clarity. We see the blessings we've overlooked, the mistakes we've made, and the direction we need to take. Easter, like Ramadan, is a chance to reset. It is a spiritual checkpoint where we ask ourselves, are we living with intention or just existing? Are we nurturing our soul or just feeding our desires? Are we walking toward light or away from it? The beauty of such reflection is that it brings us face to face with the mercy of God. It reminds us that it's never too late to return, to change, to grow. And in that stillness, we begin to hear what we've been missing all along, the voice of our soul, calling us back to truth, back to love, back to Him. Easter awakens a timeless truth within the human spirit, the power of hope. Hope is not just a feeling, it's a lifeline. It is what keeps the heart beating through pain, what lifts the soul when it's tired, what reminds us that darkness never lasts forever. In every culture, every faith, every story that touches the heart, hope plays the central role. And Easter, with all its depth, is a celebration of that very hope. The belief that light will rise, that renewal is possible, that love conquers all. This message speaks not just to Christians, but to all who have ever struggled, fallen, or doubted. It speaks to Muslims too, who are taught that Allah's mercy outweighs His wrath, and that no matter how far one has strayed, the door to return is always open. The Quran is filled with stories of prophets who endured trials, nations that found their way back, and individuals whose hope in Allah became their salvation. The human experience is filled with broken moments, loss, failure, mistakes, regrets. But faith teaches us that nothing is final unless we give up. And that's the beauty of hope. It invites us to stand again, to try again, to believe again. Easter tells the world that even after the deepest sorrow, there can be the greatest joy. that the most difficult sacrifice can lead to the most powerful transformation. When we live with hope, we start to see the world differently. Challenges become opportunities. Delays become divine timing. Pain becomes purification. It is through hope that we survive and through faith that we thrive. Whether it's through the story of Easter or the lessons of Islam, we are constantly reminded that the end is never the end. It's the beginning of something greater, something eternal, something guided by divine wisdom. In every sacred tradition, there's a moment of awakening, a moment when hearts are stirred, eyes are opened, and lives are transformed. Easter is one such moment. It symbolizes not just the resurrection of one soul, but the resurrection of all souls who are willing to rise from their own spiritual sleep. This idea of rising again, of beginning anew, is something that resonates deeply with people of all faiths, and especially with those who seek closeness to God. In Islam, we believe in constant renewal of our faith, our hearts, our intentions. Each prayer, each fast, each act of charity is a chance to start again, to clean the slate, and to reconnect with our Creator. Just like the rising sun after a dark night, the soul too has its chance to rise from neglect, from sin, from hopelessness. The essence of faith is this rebirth, not once, but again and again, as often as we need. Easter reminds the world that no matter how far you have fallen, you are never too far from grace. It teaches that divine love has no limit, that mercy is always near, and that transformation is possible for everyone. And in the Islamic tradition, this message is beautifully echoed. Do not despair of the mercy of Allah. He tells us in the Quran, for He forgives all sins. That's the power of rebirth. That's the miracle of surrender. When we embrace this spiritual awakening, we begin to live differently. Our hearts become lighter. Our purpose becomes clearer. We stop running from pain and start growing through it. We let go of fear and hold on to faith. And just like a seed that breaks open to become a flower, we realize that sometimes it's in the breaking that our beauty begins. In the journey of life, we all seek something deeper, something that goes beyond the material and touches the eternal. Through the reflection of sacred moments like Easter, we are reminded that life is not just about surviving, it's about awakening. Awakening to our purpose, to our Creator, and to the hope that never dies. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, the message is the same. You are loved, you are seen, and you are invited into a divine relationship that transforms everything. Easter is powerful not just because of what happened in history, but because of what it continues to inspire within our hearts. It invites us to rise, to heal, to believe again. Just like in Islam, where every prayer is a step closer to Allah, every tear is seen and every effort is rewarded, the spiritual path is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about rising after you fall, loving even when it's hard, and trusting even when you don't understand. So whether you're Christian, Muslim, or simply searching for truth, remember this: the light is always greater than the darkness, the mercy is always bigger than the mistake, and your journey is far from over. Keep seeking, keep hoping, and keep walking the path with sincerity and love. Thank you for taking the time to reflect, to listen, and to open your heart today. May your life be filled with purpose, your spirit be strengthened with faith, and may you always find peace in the presence of the one who never lets go. Until next time, stay inspired, stay hopeful, and stay close to your Creator.